A heated debate rages across small, insignificant parts of the internet. Nerds clash night and day over one problem that divides a community. The P versus NP problem. Pipes? Or no pipes? But how did it come to this? Our story begins Thursday, 28th of June, 2018. An unsuspecting fan takes to Reddit to share his detailed theories about the E3 trailer for Satisfactory. In his post, Reddit user Mug806 stumbles upon a dark secret. Liquid handling buildings, theorized to be oil refineries and storage tanks, seem to only have input and output slots for conveyor belts. And on these belts, barrels. Not a pipe to be seen. Now the cat was out of the bag. Pandora's box was open. Panic spread across the Discord server.
Fluid trains.
Fluids has to be in the game from start.
Pipes were anywhere to be
Pipes
seen
are
in
still
any
better.
factory shops.
Asking why you need pipes is like asking why you need
Just
bells.
curious about the hype of pipes.
I don't give a fuck. We need
What is
pipes.
building simulator without fluids?
Pipes?
No, what? Pipes?
I'm taking back
Jace,
all
how are we
the
gonna
nice
try and
things
fix
I've
this?
said
In
about
boxes?
Jason.
Go your
We
way
don't
with your
have
arguments.
pipes.
Pipes are just fun.
Dude, Minecraft works with pipes. A-okay. There won't be any
100 years, just give me pipes. Forget the
Don't
dono. I want
spill
pipes.
and have no water or hicks.
Did I hear something about pipes?
The developers were left confused. In an official release from the community manager, he asks the community why they are so passionate about pipes. If only he could understand. Many moons pass, and still, no one will give any explanation besides, pipes are cool. Finally, on Wednesday, 8th of June, user Alphicals offers a reasoned argument at last. But which side of the Satisfactory civil war is in the right? Who will emerge from the subreddit victorious? Pipes? Or no pipes? Yeah, it's no pipes. Are you expecting a reasoned explanation? Fine. First off, here's the hard truth. The devs haven't planned for pipes. They've already designed most of the game, and I can't see them ever adding pipes at this stage. Sorry. As for if they should or shouldn't have pipes in the game, let me ramble about the game's design and priorities a little bit. All of this, of course, is my personal opinion and based on speculation. Looking at the trailers so far, there's one key element that I can see everywhere in the game's design. Simplicity. Let's take ore processing as an example. Where Factorio would have you build 3 lines of belts, you'd need access to coal, iron ore, you need 3 inserter arms, a drill, and a furnace just to get iron ingots. In Satisfactory, you just plonk down a drill and a furnace, and you connect them with a belt. Job done. You can see that Coffee Stain have gone out of their way to make this basic logistics as simple as they possibly could. In the case of liquid handling, to achieve that, it's apparent that they've essentially removed liquids entirely, making pumps directly output barrels, and oil refineries seemingly directly taking barrels as inputs. There doesn't seem to be any conversion at all, just liquids only ever exist as barrels. And yes, of course, this is going to remove depth from the game, but I think we can safely bet that the devs are going to add depth to the game in other places to compensate, like for instance, giving us an extra spatial dimension to complicate things. On the other hand, in Alphical's article, he talks about many ways in which pipes can add depth to the game, such as requiring their own separate infrastructure from belts, pressure mechanics, non-discrete units, mixing fluids, heat expansion, etc. And you can't argue that any number of these features could definitely add a great deal of depth to logistics in Satisfactory. However, conveniently for me, in his closing paragraph, Alphicals highlights exactly why I think the devs have chosen not to implement pipes, despite the many possibilities they open up. He points out that these benefits are not just being more complicated, or different for the sake of being different. They add challenges and variety to the game, and that can't be refuted, but is very much at the heart of this P versus NP problem. Everything is always a balance of depth versus simplicity. The more depth that you add to a system, the more complex, and indeed, as Alvical says, the more challenging that system becomes. As I discussed earlier, the devs clearly want the basic logistics system of the game to be free of challenge. These systems are meant to be easy to understand and simple to use, to make this fundamental part of the game as approachable as possible. Which I have to say, I think this is exactly what I want from Satisfactory. But what do you guys think? Pipes? Or no pipes?